my friend, I am not the enemy, and welcome to a new editing tutorial on my channel. It's the second tutorial, guys, and in this tutorial, in this video, I will show you my general workflow for editing. So I will take you through every step I do for producing a video. And the first step you obviously have to do is you have to search a demo. And I already did, and I found this nice 4K deal by Alvin. You can search on channels like CSGO demos or the Demo Vault, or you can just, I don't know if you know any other YouTubers that upload who upload demos. You can use their demos, or if you're even good enough to take your own demos, you are also good to go with that. But I decided to use that. I will just really show you. So basically this is a pretty nice 4K deal clip on Banana Inferno. Yeah, and now we will jump right into CSGO. Download the movie config. It's called movie. If you're using my movie config, then you just have to type in exec movie. Then press Shift and F2, load demos, and load up this. Yeah. So the player is called Alvin, and the tick is at about 267,000. Let's say here. And what you have to do now is that you have to record 4 different layers. Well, actually you don't have to do that, but before you start your editing, your clip or movie, whatever, you have to be aware of or you have to know what you want to reach or how you want your clip to look like. So if you want to have a very basic clip, you're going to go with just something like that. Let me just turn off the net graph. So you can just record it like that, just a very clear and clean screen, or you make it a bit more advanced and record 4 different layers like I showed in my first editing tutorial. And there we have first that what I call the clear layer. So now I got it. And that is basically just the map itself with the camera movement and without without the weapon. The second one is the weapon in front of a green screen. So like that. Then we have the depth of field layer. Everything that appears white here will be blurred out later. And last but not least, we have our death notice layer. Everything is black, and later when we make some kills, then we will only see the death notices in the right upper corner here. So that is pretty cool, and you have to composite everything together in After Effects. So let's just reset that, send reset. I actually go to clear on, and okay, Skybox, it's already turned on. That's nice. So because I think you will also you will already know it by watching the first tutorial. I will skip that, and I will see you later when we composite everything together. One more thing you have to keep in mind is the frame rate you want to record in, and you can set that by typing in host frame rate and then your wished FPS number. For me it's always 300, and so you have to record every layer with that with the same frame rate. So for me it's 300, and I will just record everything now, and I'll see you in a minute. So I am back. Nice. Yeah, now we have a shitload of TGI files in our CSGO folder, and each of these files with a number, with a letter A, B, C, or D represents one layer. So all A files belong to the to our first record. So for to the clear layer. Then the second is for the green screen view model, the third for the depth of field, and the last for the death notices. So now you have to take the very first file, A0000, and drag it into virtual DAP, release it. It automatically loads all other files and create that video. So now you go to video and frame rate, and it's set to 10 FPS by default, and you want to change it. And now you think we have to change it to 300 because we recorded in 300 FPS. But you first you have to export everything in 100 FPS, and that is because in the next step we are going to composite all of those layers together in After Effects, and After Effects cannot export videos with a higher frame rate than 100. So 100 FPS is the maximum After Effects can export. And if we would now export our videos in 300 FPS and then export it from After Effects and then in just 100 FPS, we would have lost 200 FPS, and that's way too much, and yeah, we can't handle this. So we have to work around that, and that is you can do this by just exporting each of this layer in 100 FPS. And when you do this, your layer has the is 3 times as slow as the original speed, you know, and just save it as to clear. So everything you do later in After Effects also has to be 3 times slower than the original speed to fit the the original speed later, because we are going to change it back. But for this step we have to to do this little, I don't know what it's called, pre-step, or just a step between 2 bigger steps. So it is really important that you use this technique, because it will save you a lot of time later, and you do not have to work on 4 different layers at once in Sony Vegas like some other editors do it, and this is way easier to do. And because it will also because it will again take some time now to render all those layers, I will cut it again and I will see you later, alligator, when everything has finished processing. So I am back. Let's go. Let's continue. So here I have all layers, all different videos, and as you can see, all of them 100 FPS. Okay, let's close that and drag them into After Effects. Then take the clear one, drag it onto this composition button. We'll create a new composition with the exact same properties, so 100 FPS, full HD. Yo guys, from here on I sped up the video just a little bit to make it a bit shorter, because I was repeating many things I already mentioned in my first editing tutorial. And if you haven't checked that out yet, then you should do it now, because that what I'm just doing in the background is basically everything I showed in the first tutorial, and it is the whole After Effects compositing of the CSGO layers we recorded earlier in the beginning. So we have a nice depth of field in our clip, and I also added a little motion tracking to it just to show you that it works way better if when you edit it first before the Sony Vegas part. So it already applies the pen crop and the velocity also to the motion tracking, because you would have some issues if you would edit later. So it just tells you to make it easier. So yeah, now we finally finished the rendering and we have our file here, and it has, let's check details, 100 FPS, right? So now we want to change it back to 300 so we can work properly with it in Sony Vegas. So take that AVI, drop it into virtual dub, go to video frame rate, and now change it to 300. Save as AVI, and let's just call it 2.AE_300. And wait again. Oh shit. That tutorial will have a shitload of cuts. So once again, I'm back. And I'm sure it sounds pretty stupid if I say that, like every 20 seconds. Hey guys, I'm back. Yeah. But I'm back for real. So that's nice. Yeah, let's double check if it worked. Detail 300 FPS. That's pretty sweet. Let's drop it in to Sony Vegas. The first thing you want to do in Sony Vegas is right click, go to, I don't know what it is called, but somewhere in those drop down menus here you can disable the resampling, and this is the first thing you always want to do. Now we can search for a song. I don't even know if I have something good right now, and yeah, let's take this. It's a free track and it's really cool. Let me just search for nice. So once again, I sped up the video to keep it short, at least a bit shorter than it would be if I wouldn't have sped it up. And yeah, I sped it up because I'm just doing the velocity and the pen cropping right now, and I didn't want it to be a velocity or pen cropping tutorial. So if that is requested as well, I might be doing it later, but for now I think I'm showing enough stuff in this tutorial and I don't want it to be like 2 hours. So now let's check what we have. Like the pen crop part, it's maybe already a bit harsh, but I think for such a quick tutorial it should definitely work. let's export it, render as, then I will render it again in ABI, because now we're going to render to use it again in After Effects. Let's call it Toot SV for Sony Vegas. Click render, and that goes a bit faster. So now let's make a new project. Drag it into After Effects, and now we are at the very last step of editing our video. So now you can add a color correction or color grading, however you want to call it. So now I'm just creating a very simple color correction like I did in my last video, Ballin', and I won't show you the whole process because I think such an easy color correction is very easy to rebuild. And let's just jump right to the next important step. So now we are done with it, and we can render it. And now we have two ways we can go. The first way is that we go to where is it? To here, and render it as AVI again. Make sure that audio output is checked, and then let's call it Toot Final 1. And this is the first method. So basically you're going to export it as a AVI file again, and then you go to Report, and you can convert the AVI file into a smaller MP4 file, and this is the first method you can use, or the second method I will show you in a minute. So I think we should now have our clip in here. Final one, alright. And it is about 2 seconds long, and it has half a gigabyte. So obviously that's way too big. So go to Report, add, go to the folder where you saved it in. Final. Alright, they have to wait a short time. And here I always leave everything as it is, except for the output. There I change it to MP4, and select the folder where you want to save it. Let's just save it here as well. Toot Final, convert it maybe. Then done, and click start, and now it converts your final video from AVI to MP4. And while it renders, I will show you the second method in After Effects. So in case your report doesn't work, or it looks bad, or whatever, you just don't want to set up report, then you can also change from the output in After Effects from AVI to H.264. Yeah, that's MP4. Then you go to Format Options, and I recommend you to set it to about 50. That's 50 megabytes per second, the bitrate, and it gives you really nice quality. So name this to final 2, render rate again, and while this is rendering we can take a look at our converted one. So it changed from 516 megabytes to 2.47 megabytes. And still looks pretty good. So take a look at our second one. It looks slightly better, but it is also a bit bigger, about 19 megabytes. And I hope you could enjoy this tutorial a little bit and you could learn something from it, and maybe it helped you to make your work a lot more easier. And just to make it faster, your the time you need to produce a video. And trust me, you will spend so much more time if you do it the old way, for several layers and in Sony Vegas, and you can save really much time and also work and motivation, maybe even, if you do it like that. And yeah, so I hope you stay tuned in the future. If you have any anything you want to know, then just ask me and I will make some tutorials about it, maybe, because I have planned to do some more tutorials, because you guys has requested many other effects or many other techniques I use, and I want to show you everything I know best possible. So yeah, see you soon, guys. Have a nice day.